Piedmont, California, 1992. Not quite a year after the Great Fire. I'm 45 years old. I'm bronzed. I'm bald. It's 8 a.m. and it's another hot morning, the fog having lingered offshore the preceding 2 nights. I'm dressed for success. I have my tank top, my hiking shorts, my Adidas. And I got my 8.5 horsepower Astron 1000XZ hedge trimmer on my shoulder as I step off Mr. Scott's back lawn and go stumbling downhill through the ivy. You see, there are shrubs all the way down at the bottom of Mr. Scott's property that I got to trim. Just to, but I mean, they're just, the only reason they're growing there is to bust my nuts. Man's got to make a living. I had gotten into the gardening business on a temporary basis. I figured it would toughen me up and I would learn some discipline, which was a quality I was lacking as a younger man. And then the years went by and the kids came and yada, yada, yada. It's 16 years later and I'm stumbling downhill through this ivy. You never walk through ivy. I mean, you can't do it. You always stumble. The ivy wants to keep you. It would cover you if it could. I am surrounded that day, as always, by my personal demons. I am comfortable amongst them. Now, my hedge trimmer is tuned so sharp, and it's so quiet at 8 in the morning in Piedmont. I just got to pull it like 1 inch. And blah! Good morning! And that gives me a little joy, just in the beginning of the day. So I get busy. And I'm trimming these shrubs, and I'm trimming them little by little, and just letting the cuttings fall under the ivy, safe pickup. And I'm working real hard, and by 9:30 in the morning, I am pumped. Veins popping, sweat running down my body. This is a Rambo moment. I am a threat to every man in Piedmont. My very existence a rebuke to his civilized life and his clean, soft hands. But then there are all those other moments when if I feel anything at all, I just feel like an animal, a mule or a horse. Only human in the awareness of the essential voluntary nature of my bondage. I take my hand off the throttle, let my trimmer die. I go behind the oak tree to take a leak. I relax as I urinate. My stream is strong, steady, sure. Just knocks the dust right off those old ivy leaves. I luxuriate in the pure joy of elimination. The day is starting to feel not so bad. So I pick up my trimmer again, I rev the engine. Just to make sure that no one's sleeping anywhere in the area. Now, to trim the top part of the highest shrub, I sort of have to step all the way into it, like that. And it's when I do that, when I step all the way into that shrub, that's when it happens. At first, I just think it's like a dead branch in the ivy scratching the back of my leg. Till that first sting. Then it is too late. I have stepped directly on a hornet's nest. Oh. And boy, are they pissed. It crawling up my leg, my right leg. I'm shaking it. And they do disperse, but they don't go far. They're just all over. They're right in front of me, in the air, in the sky. And I'm just there stunned. And while I'm being stunned, they sort of concentrate their forces, and they become like a swarm, a band right there. And I'm thinking what to do. But the hornets, being animals, they don't think. They just do. They found that one little inch that they could get under my tank top, and they land on my belly, heading south. Now it's on. So I start grabbing them, handful by handful. I could feel them buzzing in my fists, and I'm throwing them down, and they're stinging, and I'm taking it. And for an instant, I'm saying, I could do this. And sure enough, they do. They disperse again. And once more, they're everywhere. They're in the air. They're right in front of me. And I'm stunned. I'm just reeling now. I'm just almost ready to go down. I mean, I'm just like this. And it's like, what else are you going to do to me? And then I see them concentrating again. And they're right there. And they come in high. I just put my hands on my face. I go like this. I feel them crawling on my fingers. And they find my shaven skull. Oh! Like lightning bolts? I don't know. I don't know how to say what this was, the venom going right into my brain. Like this. Blood pumping, my heart's pounding. I just start up that hill, and I'm tripping, and I'm falling. And I keep getting up, and I'm fighting, and I'm grabbing, and I'm smashing. And I fight that uphill battle all the way up through that ivy till I get to Mr. Scott's back lawn, and I roll myself on there, crushing the last few under my back. I'm wild, shaky-legged, full of adrenaline, high on venom, as I go up Mr. Scott's alleyway, up to my truck, heading home to Berkeley. Down Mountain Avenue, just all concentration to keep my foot steady, not to run into a couple of school buses or something. But I make that stop safely. And I'm at Highland Avenue, and I make a right, and then another right up Moraga Avenue. And then I go under the overpass of Highway 13, and I look behind me. Traffic's moving. So I merge onto the freeway, grasping the wheel, gasping for breath, as my breathing becomes quick and shallow. I get to Tunnel Road, and I pull over. And now I'm trying to decide what to do. The obvious thing to do is just to collapse on my horn, get some attention, go to the hospital, get an ambulance. How much is it going to cost me? I'm already in hot, up to my eyebrows. The other thing is to just let nature take its course. I mean, there are worse ways to die. You know, suffocation. Who cares? But as I'm deciding, my breathing does start coming back little by little. And I realize, it's an allergic reaction, and I'm getting over it. And then I'm even giggling a little, like one of those. And I'm realizing, so we're maxed out on our credit cards, we might become homeless in a couple of months. But the important thing is, we were all healthy. Me, my wife, the kids were thriving. That's what was important in life. And I was making all ready to go back to work. And I just scratched back here, where they first attacked. And it feels sort of weird. And I look at it, and it's swollen. I mean, it's not just swollen, it's swelling. Like I could see it swelling. And then it starts throbbing. And like the overwhelming pulse that threatened to take my breath away has now concentrated into this throbbing right behind this leg. It is on fire. Now, I had been all ready to just lay down and die. But pain demands respect. Demands some action taken. So I continue down Tunnel Road heading home. Tunnel Road goes into Ashby. I don't know if you know Berkeley. And then I hit Martin Luther King, and I make a right turn, and then it's cross town, weekday through Berkeley, slow and go, and it's about 110 degrees inside my truck. And I just feel back there, and it feels so odd. Because I can hardly feel my skin. My skin is totally numb. It's like I'm scratching someone else's skin. But underneath that skin that's so taut is this fire, this throbbing. And I'm trying to think, I mean, have I ever heard of like someone's skin rupturing from being swollen, and what would that be like? But I do. I make it through, and I get to Virginia Street, and I make a right turn, and I park across the street from the large two-story home we could no longer afford. And I let myself out of the truck, and I almost fall. My right leg just about useless. I drag it across the street into my house. I sit on the corner of my bed, my leg pointed out like that. I reach under my bed, and I got a giant plastic supermarket bottle of vodka, which I keep under the bed for situations just like this. And I take 4 quick belts, which is 2 more than what I usually do when I come home from work. And I boost myself up, and I go to the dresser, and I open the drawer, and I get my single-edged razor blade in this plastic shiny red holder that I use to cut the wart that's always growing into the bottom of my foot. And I hobble down the hall to the bathroom. And I catch a glimpse of myself in the bathroom window, in my bathroom mirror. And my eyes are wild and dangerous. And I take the razor blade, and I take the point of it, and I put it over here. And I take a deep breath. And then, with one slash, I break the skin. And I could feel it all leaving. The pus, the pain, the bile, the venom, the adrenaline, the misery, and the anger. I am at peace. My demons are gone. Thank you.